On a storm-kissed night, Amelia's dream wedding unfolds inside a centuries-old mansion. But candles flicker with unseen breath, her reflection lags behind, and a phantom bride whispers through her veil. As bloodstains vanish and guests glimpse a rotting woman in black, the truth emerges: a jilted bride named Eleanor died here, and never left. When vows are spoken, Daniel's voice isn't his own and Amelia's soul is claimed. In the mirrors, Eleanor smiles in Amelia's gown while the real bride swings lifeless in the attic. This wedding was never hers, it was Eleanor's from the start. Amelia and Daniel had planned their wedding for months. The grand ceremony was set in an ancient countryside mansion turned wedding hall, famous for its Gothic beauty. Guests filled the candlelit room, chandeliers swaying slightly as though stirred by invisible hands. But strange things began even before the vows. The photographer claimed Amelia's reflection didn't appear in the mirrors. The organist swore he heard a woman crying beneath the floorboards. Amelia brushed it all off as pre-wedding nerves, desperate to enjoy her big day. Yet, when the priest began the ceremony, the candles flickered violently, and Amelia felt a cold hand brush hers, though Daniel's hands never left her. After the vows, Amelia changed into her reception gown. As she adjusted her veil, she noticed something terrifying in the mirror: her reflection moved a second later than she did. Its lips twisted into a sinister grin, though Amelia's own face was still. She screamed, but when her bridesmaids rushed in, the reflection was normal again. At the reception, guests whispered about odd things: tables shifting, a bouquet wilting instantly, and the wedding cake splitting in half before anyone touched it. In the middle of their first dance, Amelia swore she heard a voice under the music whispering through her veil, "This marriage belongs to me." Dinner turned into chaos when Amelia noticed blood dripping onto her white dress. She gasped, rushing to the bathroom, but when she looked down, the stains were gone. The same whispering voice echoed through the stalls: "He chose you, but he was promised to me." Shaken, Amelia returned, only to see the lights flicker and plunge the hall into darkness. When they came back on, half the guests swore they saw a woman in a torn black bridal gown standing behind Amelia, though the bride herself never saw her. Daniel insisted it was all in her head. But that night, during the cake cutting, Amelia's hand froze midair. Her body stiffened as a cold shiver crawled down her spine. In the reflection of the knife, she saw another bride, rotting, with hollow eyes, holding Daniel's hand. The mansion owner finally revealed the truth. Years ago, another wedding had taken place there. The bride, Eleanor, was left at the altar, heartbroken. Hours later, her body was found hanging in her gown in the attic. Her spirit, locals whispered, cursed the mansion. Every bride who wed there would feel her presence. Some fled. Others never left. Amelia refused to believe it, until she found muddy footprints across her bridal suite, leading to the mirror. Her reflection twisted, and Eleanor's ghostly figure appeared behind her, veil dripping with blood. "He was mine. He will always be mine." Amelia confronted Daniel, desperate to leave. But as she begged him, she noticed something horrifying: his eyes were vacant, his lips trembling in words she couldn't hear. Eleanor's shadow loomed behind him. Suddenly, Daniel dropped to his knees, clutching Amelia's hands. But the words that came from his mouth weren't his own: "I take you, Eleanor, as my eternal bride." Amelia screamed. The guests around her gasped, seeing Daniel's body twist and stiffen, his face half-rotted like a corpse. In the mirrors, Amelia saw the truth: she wasn't the bride anymore. Eleanor stood in her place, wearing Amelia's gown, her veil, her smile. And Amelia, she was the one hanging in the attic, her body swaying gently, still in her wedding dress. The wedding was never Amelia's. It had always been Eleanor's.